everybody, my name's Stu and I'm talking to you today from the Elba Carlota Hotel here in Caleta de Fuerteventura. I'm doing a brief introduction 5 days into our holiday. Just wanted to spend a little bit of time going through this wonderful hotel, telling you the good and the bad, and hoping that it will help you make the right decision as to where you go. So what you can see behind me here is the magnificent swimming pool and sun terrace here at this hotel. It's a fantastic place to be. Enjoy the video. Do give it a like if you like it. I'm not asking for subscribers because I have a very small channel, but do enjoy the video and all the best. So let's start with the journey. Birmingham Airport, across England, English Channel, Normandy, the Bay of Biscay and Portugal, out into the Atlantic to arrive on the northbound runway at Fuerteventura Airport. Birmingham Airport suffered a number of issues recently. People have been talking about security delays, etc. It took us 15 minutes to get here, which is just outside the duty-free shop. We used the Aspire Lounge South. Wasn't particularly impressed with the lounge, but the views of the apron were lovely. We could see the aircraft coming in and going out. And this is our aircraft, a A321 owned by Jet2 Airways. We were in row 30, so we went in up the rear steps, which was lovely because you didn't have to struggle down the whole length of the aisle to get to your seats. I've got to say, one of the things that impressed me most about Jet2's aircraft was the leg room. I'm only 5'8" tall, but you can see a huge amount of leg room, plenty of space for a 4-hour trip, so it was actually pretty comfortable. I did cop for the middle seat rather than the window seat because it was Sarah's turn to have the window seat. So we pushed back from the terminal, maybe 15 minutes later than planned, not a lot more than that. And you can hardly complain at 15 minutes, and taxied out to the runway. Runway New Sistay, runway 33, the northbound runway, took us out over Castle Bromwich, which is always quite a fun start to the journey. Let's have a look at the takeoff in a couple of seconds. I always love that first thrust of power on any aircraft. And as you can see, a bit of rain on the windows, but some blue sky for us to fly off into. And here we go. Roughly 4 hours later, we find ourselves flying in right over the top of our hotel and the centre of Caleta de Fuste, and dropping down into Fuerteventura Airport. And one of the parts of this holiday was the fact that every 20 minutes there was an aircraft flying overhead while we were sitting in the hotel. But we knew that was going to happen. We'd been at this hotel approximately 8 years ago. Final descent in, nice and smooth, no real issues. It's very windy on this coastline, but that certainly didn't give our pilot any issues whatsoever. And then we came to a lovely landing on northbound runway, which I believe is runway 01. Fast taxi in onto stand, off at the back steps. This is our last view of that lovely little aircraft that we took our journey in. We opted not to take the coach. We jumped into a taxi from the airport and arrived at the hotel probably 15 to 30 minutes quicker than the other passengers who'd opted to take the Jet2 transfer. Checked in, went up to our room, dropped off the suitcases, looked outside, and this is what we saw. So the view of the hotel pool from our room 348 was absolutely spectacular, both day and night. Walking through the hotel, some of these clips are perhaps a little random. This is the view outside, 7 o'clock in the morning or thereabouts. Beautiful sunrise just about to occur, and into the hotel entrance. The entrance itself, as you step through the doors, is really quite impressive. So as you step through the front door, there are a few people about this time in the morning, to my surprise. And here is the reception area on the left, the bar. Now we've moved to the bottom of the main staircase, which takes you between the pool and the reception area. It's a lovely staircase, although could be time to modernise some of these areas. I still quite like them. And as you come up the staircase facing reception, you'll see there's a wide reception counter. Reception staff are lovely, a couple of particularly helpful people. And one lad didn't speak a lot of English, but if you asked him for El Jefe, you soon sorted any issues you might have out. Very helpful people, very smiley, especially B and Anita. Lovely, lovely people. So now we're walking down towards the bar area and the conference centre, which is where entertainment takes place. We didn't partake in much of the entertainment and found it a little bit boring to our taste, but always rammed. The shows were always full of lots of people. Bar over there on your left, and the view out to the right looks out over the pool terraces. Absolutely gorgeous views. Opposite end of reception. Across the whole of the front here there's a lovely seating area which you can sit out on, have a drink, read your book, stay away from the crowds. Great views, I think, across the pool. The pool split into three areas. The area nearest to us in this shot is not heated, but still reasonably warm. The pool just beyond the fountain area, you can see there, has a jacuzzi area which is supposed to be restricted to children but actually isn't, and then the other part of the pool is where the main entertainment takes place, and that part of the pool is actually heated. These are where the reps sit. Jet2, TUI, Fromissima from France, lots of French guests staying in the hotel while we're there. Very loud. Two accommodation blocks and hotel either side of the pool, and they're split into two. There are 4 lifts, and they're glass lifts. Only issue with them is that they're a little bit grubby, but when I say grubby, I mean the outside. The glass is a little bit grubby, as you'll see in a second. But other than that, it's quite spectacular taking a lift from the ground floor up to the 5th floor, which is the top floor. Beautiful gardens, and we'll show you the other side gardens later on in the movie. But quite a spectacular place. Big wide landings on all of the floors, and then open air all the way down to your rooms. This is the 5th floor. We were actually on the 3rd floor, and I came up here just to give an impression of the outlook as you approach your rooms. So returning to the ground floor, exit out onto the pool terrace. Gardens are constantly being maintained. Very arid place, so to get such great greenery is quite a thing. We have a couple of exits from each of the accommodation blocks out here onto the pool area. This is the non-heated part of the pool. This is probably 7:15 in the morning. You can see some sunbeds have been reserved. Some people are good enough to remain with their sunbeds. Constant arguments. There's one chap on the Facebook page for the hotel keeps complaining that sunbeds are reserved from midnight, which they are not. I used to go down about 6:30. I was invariably the first person poolside. That's purely because I can't sleep. Once I've woken up, I have to be up and doing something. So I would sit with my book or my iPad, or on this particular occasion, walk around taking some video. You can see the sunrise just starting up there in the east. This is the heated pool. It really was quite a comfortable temperature, and we'll show you some of the activities that went on poolside a little bit later. Lots of pigeons flying around outside. They are always constantly looking for food, and I'm sure we'll find Puma, the resident hotel cat, at some point during the rest of the film. Pigeons were friendly. Some of them looked a bit scruffy. So this is the area around the kids' pool, which is obviously great for the smaller children, for the toddlers. And this is first flight in of the morning, and they kept on coming. During the day there's a constant flow of ATR 72s coming in from the nearby islands, Gran Canaria, Tenerife, etc. And they fly overhead, right over the top of the hotel. Weren't too many big aircraft making a lot of noise, and you soon became used to it. And I love aircraft anyway, so I don't care at all. Kiddies pool, little toys in there to keep them happy. There was always at least half a dozen adults supervising their kids during the course of the day. So on the left you can see the shed that the animation team keep all their kit in. And then this pathway leads up to tennis courts, volleyball court, the shooting range where they did air rifle, air pistol and archery sessions. And the building you can see here, this is the kids club. So the little ones went in there, as you can see the times, had the time of their lives and came out to have a little dance with everybody at the end of each session. Building you can see right to the front is the Atlantico shopping centre. Very useful. It's got a good Euro spa in there where you can keep topped up on snacks if you don't like the snacks that you're getting around the pool. On the subject of pool snacks, they're served throughout the day. Not of the greatest quality, largely some leftovers from breakfast in the morning and some leftovers from lunch in the afternoon, but still great if you want to just pop in, grab yourself a quick snack. Cheese sandwich, bit of ham, something of that nature. The range there is being set up for later in the day for shooting. And then coming back the other way, you see there's a decent sized set of courts, multi-purpose courts, football, basketball, all the usual. And then you come down to the kids' playground. Kids' playground, not something a man of 63 needs to be concerned with, but a great facility for those who have families. And then continuing the walk around the side of the kids' pool, to the right and all the way down to the edge of the hotel are gardens. They are very pretty gardens. And at the far end there is a petanque court where you can play balls, if that's your bag. And then coming around, as you come around here, you can see on the right the barley beds. Cost I think €5 a day if you want to hire a barley bed. And to your front is the Arrecife bar, which doubles up as an Italian a la carte restaurant, all inclusive. People with a 7-night stay get a complimentary meal in there. Really quite a nice meal. We enjoyed it a great deal. So some more views from the balcony. You can see the wind. Fuerteventura, Ventura obviously Spanish word for wind. It's pretty constant. Keeps the temperature from the mid to high 20s at a comfortable level, but you do have to watch the sunburn effect that you can get from there. So this is the opposite block. As you can see, it's a wider space than the block we were in, and over here we have the gym, which we'll show you now. Reasonably good level of equipment. My other half went in there today, very solid workout, came out all sweaty. Air conditioned, quite comfortable and not too busy. On the first floor you have a games room, not something that we particularly used, not having any kids with us, but very popular amongst the teenagers. Pool, football, air hockey, and some vending machines, so quite a decent games room for the younger people to play in the evenings. This is food. This is lunchtime. Just before they open the restaurant, I was allowed in to take these shots, and this shows you the main display cooking area. They would always have some fish or some grilled meat that they were doing, and in the morning they did eggs in that sort of area, and omelettes were available. Always got a soup, some quite nice soups I have to say, with croutons, and at the far end up here they always had some chips and the obligatory paella. This is the dessert station. Ice cream, always available, 3 or 4 flavours of ice cream every meal with some juice and little sprinkles. And then puddings, cakes, lots of lovely little cakes, and jelly, which took me back to my childhood. Jelly and ice cream. It was one of the things that I loved as a little kid. It reminds me of Grandma. The next station that we have is firstly bread. And there's a wide variety of bread available, lots of different types. Toasters in the morning, they remove them for lunch and dinner, or cover them over rather. And then fruit, plenty of fresh fruit for those of you who like a bit of fruit. And then finally the salad bar, which had a huge variety of different mixes of salads and olives, tomatoes, peppers, sweet corn and so on. Plenty of sauces, mayonnaise and such like. Cheese was variable quality. Usually the cheese was best at lunchtime, which is a bit disappointing if you like a bit of cheese after your dinner. But that's the food, lovely. This is the water carpet. Kids like to run along the water carpet. When you're only 3 stone in weight, it's quite easy to get to the end. I tried it, 13.5 stone, didn't get very far, fell into the water. But good for a laugh. A foam party once a week. They turn on foam, spray it all over the pool. The disadvantage, of course, is the prevailing wind is from the shore towards the hotel, which means that a lot of the foam gets blown back towards the other pool. but still a great, very popular event. The kids appear to love. A bit dangerous because you're not very far from the edge of the pool where these kids are standing, and they could just fall in. This is my diploma. I won the archery. I won it on Bastille Day, so I celebrated with a drop of wine, and there were a lot of French people there outside the hotel. So this is the view along the beach walk. You walk to the left, you get all the way up to Caleta de Fust, which is in the distance here in this shot. Our aim throughout the holiday was to spend our time poolside, enjoying a drink, getting a suntan, occasional dip in the pool. We did have a paddle in this sea. It's absolutely gorgeous, warm. The breakwaters, obviously, I think I might have mentioned, do prevent any rough water. Now, one downside at the hotel. During the evening, there were often massive queues for dinner. Having said that, one of the restaurant managers, Ninka, had them well organised, and you never had to wait more than a few minutes for your food. End of the holiday, taxi out from Fuerteventura airport. We were watching the football that evening, and off we went back to Birmingham. Again, a lovely smooth flight. This time Boeing 737, sat on the opposite side near the front, row 7. Great team of people on board the aircraft. I cannot fault Jet2 as an airline. They are one of the most popular airlines in the UK, and well deserved. They are a lovely airline, great people, and very friendly. We were again half an hour late on takeoff. We arrived home pretty much on time. Arriving back in Birmingham, again northbound runway 33, coming in over the M42 and the A45. Clearing the airport, immigration was relatively quick, bag collection 40 minutes maybe, hopped in the taxi, made our way home, got home about 2:30 in the morning, but thankfully we both had the day off the following day. And here we come in for the final landing. Back home. In conclusion, what a fantastic week. The Elba Carlota is a lovely hotel, really nice place to be. We encountered very few problems. The ones we did, quick chat with reception, sorted out, no problem at all. A lot of reports about issues with queuing at the bar. We certainly didn't experience any of that. It was always very smooth. A couple of minutes wait maybe, drinks in your hand, what more could you want? Food was good. In the most part, there were occasional bits of meat that were a bit tough, but you can't really complain too much at that. There was always plenty of it, plenty of variety. So yeah, really good. Overall, Very relaxing holiday. Would we recommend a trip to the Elba Carlota? Absolutely. It's our second time there. First time was 8 years ago. This time we didn't have teenagers with us, so we were just able to do our own thing. Wonderful place, wonderful time. Can't wait to go back again. Thanks for watching.